What's going on, crime fighters? I am Vengeance, I am the Knight, and welcome back to the channel. And I know what you guys are thinking. So John, you put a schedule up. On that schedule said you did Rupaul'S Drag Race. You look on your channel, it's not there. Well, fancy you say that, because I filmed the entire first episode of the new season of Rupaul'S Drag Race, and the bitch did not want to work at all. At all. Did the whole thing, chopped up the whole reaction, had it ready. At the very end, started messing up, didn't want to process. So I'm hoping that it does not do it again for, well, tonight's episode. I'm recording this yesterday. You will see it today. I hope that does not happen today, because I will be quite pissed. But we shall see. But to the purpose of this video, since that happened, I was going to do this anyway, but I wanted to make sure that I had this video up for Friday. And this was to go over the overall queens. The first episode, who's participating, what I think of them, what happened, give a brief rundown on that, and how I critique and watch Drag Race. So, let's begin. But before we get into it, guys, 95%, 95%, that's damn near everybody that are watching this video are not, repeat, are not subscribed. We can't have that, guys. Like, what is this? What's going on? Am I not engaging enough? Am I not cute enough? Am I not talented? Like, what is it? I just don't know. It would be a huge, huge appreciation in honor of mine if you were to hit that subscribe button. I'm telling you guys, that's not an empty subscription. If you can watch, you can subscribe. It's really simple. I was gonna say fairly simple, but it's really simple. We have content every week. We have original content. We have unique content that nobody else on YouTube is doing, including events. We have a weekly show. All right, so we have a lot going on. You won't regret it, I promise. Hit that subscribe button. All right. Let's get a little draggy. So first I want to start off by saying and explaining how I critique Drag Race. Now, this is going to be quite shallow, which is surprising because I'm nowhere near a shallow person. But my number one criteria for Drag Race that's going to immediately catch my interest: are they cute? I know, it's really bad. If you tickle my pickle, you got my interest. I'm in it for the long haul. If not, it won't be as exciting for me, you know, because you want to get that backstage, watching the undressing, out of drag. Sometimes a few cheeks fall out. Y'all know how it go. I need to be entertained. So, that's the first criteria. Tickling my pickle. And we will go through one. That sounds so stupid. And we will go through the queens, and I will let you guys know which ones get the, there's no golden, but get the cucumber award. This is so bad. And then you'll know. All right. So criteria number 2, talent. So obviously there's a certain, bit of expectations when coming into Drag Race. Certain things you're supposed to know, expected to know. And that's something I look forward to as well. What's your personality like? What do you bring into the table? What differentiates you from the rest of the queens? That's what I look out for. 3, aesthetic. So, what kind of drag you rocking? Is it something unique? Is it something old and, old-fashioned and done already? What stands out? So I look for makeup. I am a makeup artist as well. So I know what I'm kind of looking for. What stands out? If you're simple, then you need to rely more on the talent side. So things kind of go hand in hand. All right, number 4, your lip sync. Now, your ability to execute and perform is obviously very important. So lip sync battles that's the make or break, literally. So are you an assassin? Are you Mariah Carey, which means you just sit there and lip sync and not do much? What kind of lip syncer are you? So that's another thing that really, gets me invested. That's really about it. And just entertaining, just overall entertaining. Like, I love a good comedy queen. I love a funny queen. One that can make, obviously me laugh and just generally stupid. Makes the show more entertaining to watch. So yeah. So real simple. Those are my criteria. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I think it's, aesthetically the same almost for everybody. So yeah. All right. So now let's get into the first episode. All right. So due to COVID and everything else, obviously we had a little halt in the season, but we came back and they're doing things a little differently this time. So Rue introduced the pork chop. So we got to see all our queens that were introduced 2 at a time. So immediately when there were 2 queens in the workroom, the alarm went off. Oh, she didn't already had her. We all know. So once that happened, they were told to go to the main stage, and from there they immediately lip syncing for their life. And out of those 2, the one who obviously had to sashay away got the pork chop. Now the pork chop is not a straight up elimination. That is something that you just go take your ass to the back and you just wait there with the rest of the eliminated or pork chopped queens. So we got to see the queens. We got introduced to them one by one. The lip sync prior was their chance for us to get to know them. Some interesting people. Very interesting people. But we shall see. We have a lot of season left. A lot of good potentials. A lot of I don't know. We'll have to see. But the lip sync battles some were really good. Some were just very mediocre. And this is another thing. I'm gonna be real. This isn't gonna be like a puff piece video. I'm gonna be honest, give my true insight and opinions, and go from there. So, without further ado, that was a basic recap of the first episode. That was it. And shit happened, and at the end of it, the queens found out that they could come back, but they have to eliminate a queen. So it's gonna make an interesting dynamic for the rest of the season if these bitches are getting rid of each other. It's gonna be very cutthroat, which is also very exciting. And there's a lot of shady motherfuckers in there. So we'll see. All right, let's get to our queens. All right, so Miss Tamishaiman from Atlanta, Georgia. Now this is the mama drag of the season. This is the Jag mama. She's clearly the oldest out of the bunch. She's a seasoned queen, been doing it for 30 years. I love her story. Very overcoming, very empowering. She had mentioned that she is getting over cancer, colon cancer, which is something that really plagues the African American community, sadly. So she had previously auditioned for season 12, got the news 2 days later after she got accepted into season 12, and now she's in season 13. Now, her drag, she's very old school queen. She's sitting there in Atlanta with all the old school, black queens and shit like that, just pop locking and dropping, because during her lip sync against Symone, they played Janet, and she was very didn't pleasure principle, all that shit. Like, she was pop locking, very old school. But she didn't have a lot of arsenal in terms of performance. It was very, you can tell what her grind was, what her style was like, which could really hinder her if she makes it. Because she was one that ended up in the bottom. I'm gonna tell you who ended up on the bottom, who ended up on the top once I go through these queens as well. She ended up in the bottom, in the back. She got the pork chop. If she were to come back, I feel she has to change her approach in terms of performance. I think the judges will run her on that if she comes up against a true assassin, somebody who's just all over the place and knows how to command a stage. She commands it, but for different reasons, not the same as what you would traditionally look for or need during the lip sync, which is gonna be very interesting. All right, the next queen, the one that Miss Symone took the L to, was Miss Symone from LA, actually. Now Symone, that could be a problem. She could be a threat. She has potential. I'm not entirely sure what her drag aesthetic is, because the bitch showed up with just a Polaroid dress. So I have no idea how this is going to essentially work. But she is a threat. Great personality, very funny, which can get her far, but not ride her safe. So we have to see a lot more of her in order to fully establish what she can bring to the table. But right now, she has personality going for her, and she's a good lip syncer. Not great, but she's a good one. Again, I can only critique so much. This is only the first episode. But I'm liking what I'm seeing for her so far, and she looks like she's potentially going to be a big threat later on down the road throughout the season. So, we shall see. And she got a pair of legs on her. She's all damn legs. She was oiled down. All right, going on to our third queen, we got the baby drag. We got Miss Baby Drag. We have Olivia Lux from New York. She has been doing drag for like 2 days. Not 2 days, but she's only been doing it for about a year and some change. She's interesting. I want to say it's interesting. I'm curious to see, because she's so new, because she was thrown into this at an early stage around all these seasoned queens. It's going to be intriguing to see what she brings to that. But we shall see. And I look forward to it. She has a beautiful smile, very beautiful smile. Her drag looks very, from what we've seen, pageantry almost. Very walking down. She had the fucking cinched up little dress. But we'll see. We'll see. That's one to keep an eye out for. Not potential of, ooh, she's about to be something, like she's about to kill it, but just who she is in general, because she's so young and new to the game itself. All right, so our next queen is actually one of my favorites. I was surprised when he walked on stage and told his truth. That's Mick. I really love Mick. I love the inclusion. He is a transgendered man who dresses up and performs as a drag queen. Love his personality. He's definitely a spark. He has potential, great makeup artist in terms of his drag, very, very polished, great makeup artist, and pretty okay lip syncer, I will say. He was one of the safe ones. There's a lot of potential for him. Like I said again, I love the inclusion of what RuPaul is doing by opening the doors to different, backgrounds and, identities to come into this competition and kill it. So Mick is definitely one to look out for, and I'm excited. Personally, one of my favorite queens right now in this season, and I look forward to seeing what he could bring to the competition, because it looks like he might be a little damn dangerous. So he was in the top, he was safe, he made it. As well as Olivia Lux, she also made it, and I said Symone obviously made it. Okay, so we're up to date so far. So now, this next queen almost got rewarded with the golden cucumber. But at the end, decided I was like, not necessarily too much for me. But with that being said, she is on the bottom. She is on the pork chop. Her drag is very suburban mom. Like, she had like little shortcut jacket with the high-up pants, with a little foof wig on there, like she's about to bring her kids to soccer practice. She walk around all the dogs like, I still got it. Like that type shit. But she got lost in the lip sync for me. Her lip sync skills were kind of, I don't want to say mediocre, they were just very lackluster. like, she didn't stand out. There wasn't a lot of movement, not a lot of engagement, not a lot of standing out, not a lot of animation. She didn't really command the presence or grab the stage like she needed to. She was completely overrun by the person who won that lip sync, 1 out of 3 people sinking, which we'll get to later. But Elliott with 2 T's, I'm we shall see. Her drag, in terms of makeup and everything, is, you know, it's good. It's polished. You know, it's very just beauty makeup, boom, 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 and you call it a day. So we'll see. Right now, not selling me too much, but not ruling her out. All right, next up is Kamara Hall. My thoughts on Kamara Hall are, I think, from what I've seen, a boring queen. One, again, relying on pageantry. One who thinks she's pure white woman. So it's very interesting. The lip sync did nothing. She Mariah carried it. She was just sitting there and all that good stuff. So yeah, not really intrigued. She's in the bottom. She got pork chopped. I don't see her going far in this competition. I don't. Based off this first episode, there's really nothing pulling me towards her, anything about her that's just like, I should pay attention to you. So that could be a problem. It can be a really big problem, actually. But yeah, Kamara Hall never really doesn't do it for me. So yeah, we'll see where her fate lies next week. All right, our next queen, Miss Lalaree. Very interesting. Her drag is not polished. Amazing personality. Funny, witty, quippy. Amazing personality. That can help. But her drag, at least the overall first look, like with that first look, you gotta bring it. You gotta go ham. Didn't really do that. It was just a blazer top with a little bodysuit underneath. A wig that did not look appealing at all, and her makeup was way too much. Like it was just like all here was just highlighted and up to the gods, but these brows are just like, I was like, girl, too much. She is safe. She is in the top of the queens. I did not agree with that at all. Most of these decisions during the lip syncs I didn't agree, but this one I definitely didn't. Because the lip sync, there was only one part where she stood out. One part out of the entire thing, which was a little disappointing. Just because her competitor did so much more and was a lot more engaging to the eye. Was a lot more animated. Was a lot more put together. So it kind of shocked me a little bit. The potential for her, that's gonna have to be remain to be seen a little bit. I can't quite put my finger on it. Just because she won doesn't automatically mean, oh, she's gonna be a high key threat. No, I wouldn't say that, but I'm not counting her out. But I would need her drag and her aesthetic to be a lot more fine-tuned. For me. Next up, we have Candy Muse. Candy Muse is yeah, she's gonna take some getting used to. I'm sorry, the sound of her voice drives me wild. But she's another safe queen. One, I do not agree with the lip sync. I believe she should have got the pork chop. Her competitor was a lot better in execution. Her drag's all right. It's nothing to stand out. Nothing that's like, oh my god, like holy shit. None of that. You know, she's from New York. She's straight New York, and it shows in her drag. It's in her, which is fine. I'm living in New York. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But it's the drag and aesthetic I feel like we've seen already. But she's funny. She's funny. I just have to get past the voice. All right, another queen, Utica. Queen. So this is a Corky Queen. Now, I do love me some Corky Queens if done right and balanced. This is another Thorgy and Milk, kind of like infusion queen. I don't know what to make of her drag. I mean, she kind of said it perfectly. You take this and that and this and that and this and just put it all together and fucking shake it, and then you get her. Could be fun, could be potential. Her lip sync was lackluster from somebody that exuded so much energy. I did not expect that. She's in the bottom. She got the pork chop, and I agree. I expected so much more from her, just giving her bubbly, out there personality. I expected that lip sync to just be insane. It was not. Her drag, in terms of makeup, polished in the face. There's a touch, as she says. There's a touch of polish. Now, those kind of queens can also, sneak up on you. So I'm not ruling her out. If she makes it, I'm not counting out her potential at all. But I would need the lip sync game to step up just a little bit to match who she is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first recipient of the Golden Cucumber. And it is none other than Joey J. Now, he is pretty damn cute as a boy. Just saying. Lips aren't bad either. But overall drag, for what we've seen, it's cute. We've seen it before, we've seen the aesthetic, but her personality wraps it up a lot better than previous queens that have that kind of same aesthetic. I feel like she should have won the lip sync. She is in the bottom. She got the pork chop. I did not agree with that decision at all. She went up against Lalaree and killed her, but she ended up in the pork chop. She's a very, very funny queen. Very dry humor. Very like, I can't type shit. Basic, as she says, basic. But entertaining. So I hope she comes up from, the pork chop. And I hope he makes it back because I need some more people to look at. I know that's stupid, right? But there's potential in her, and I look forward to seeing that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the second recipient of the Golden Cucumber. Not even why am I calling it a cucumber? It's a fucking eggplant. The golden eggplant. I just realized that now. See, I'm keeping this in there too. No edits. The golden eggplant is Denali. Now, Denali is the #1 spot for the eggplant for this season. She's another one of the queens to look out for, but she is currently in the bottom. She got the pork chop. I did not agree with that decision at all. But yet here we are. Her drag she has very unique drag. She's an ice skater, a professional ice skater. She incorporates that into her drag look, which ended up fucking her because of the surprise of, hey, hi, my name's Denali, cool, take your ass on stage, you about to lip sync. She was rocking ice skates. So she had to perform in that. But she killed it, she did it. Makeup is good. Really good, nothing outlandish, nothing too far-fetched, nothing too crazy. I don't want to say so simple, she has her own little touch to it. But she's very ice princess, queen, type drag, which suits her. Did I mention he's cute as a boy? I did, okay. Good personality, shade queen. Definitely a shade queen. That was one of the first things she did when she got here was shade. So I was like, all right, cool. So that could be interesting dynamics and, altercations in the future if she makes it out of the pork chop lounge. We shall see. Hopefully she does. But only time will tell. All right, the next queen. This was one I thought was going to be recipient, but I was like, okay, not more necessarily my type, I would say. But Rose from New York. Now, this is a bottom queen. Not a bottom, I don't know her business. But she's in the pork, she got the pork chop. But I will have to say, she's one of my favorite queens of the season so far. She's definitely seasoned, definitely has all the experience, good drag, speaks very uniquely to her, but it also kind of gives me Ariel Versace a little bit, and Adam Lambert. If those two had a baby, it's Rose. But comedy queen, very funny, lip sync, killed it. Very coordinated, very structured, knows when and where, what she's doing, bing, bang, boom, which I'm surprised that she ended up in the pork chop. She went up against Olivia Lux. It was very, I don't want to say it was kind of tight. I didn't know who to root for, but my eye was more on Rose than anything. I kind of feel like she should have took that win away, other than Olivia Lux. But I feel like hopefully she comes back. There's a lot that she can offer. Her drag, again, simple, polished, nothing too crazy. Cinched up little suit top and all that. Cute, very cute drag. But we'll see. I needed to come back. I need entertainment this season. And apparently her and another another queen have some history. So I need to see that dynamic and how it's gonna play out to keep me more entertained as the season goes on. But we will see. Hopefully she comes back. All right, and lastly, that very queen that Rose has history with, Mistina Burner. Mistina Burner from New York. She can be a threat. I think she is a threat, to be honest with you. Drag is very quirky, very her. Apparently she loves fire and fire hydrants in very vibrant colors like red, orange, yellow, things of that nature. Comedy queen, hands down. Shady queen, hands down. But a very fierce, threatening competitor. She's on the top. She took out 2 other queens to get there. She commanded that stage immediately. Since the song started, from the other 2, boom. She went up against Kamara Hall and Elliott with 2 T's. She basically made those 2 invisible. Kamara was invisible anyway, because she wasn't doing nothing, but Elliott was trying. But Tina took command right away, which I like. Her makeup, it's all right, not bad. From what I've seen here in this look, good smoky eye. But overall, I'm excited to see her. She's one of my favorite queens right now for this season. So I look forward to see what's happening. She's in the top, so obviously she's going forward. So I get to see a lot more of what she could bring, which makes me very excited to see that. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so that is my full breakdown, my wrap up of the first episode, as well as this season's queens and my thoughts. Again, I know what I said, no shade, just telling the truth from my perspective, what I see, what I'm looking for, what I saw. Nothing negative against them, no hard feelings, no nothing, just, again, my point of view. I'm excited, I'm intrigued for this season to come. I'm even more excited for UK, because from what I saw in that little few clips, little clips that they've shown, I don't know for sure, but what I've seen, I haven't got a good look at it yet. There's gonna be a lot of eggplants. Just saying. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on this video. Hopefully you will take this journey with me, and hopefully I can get the second episode out without any bullshit. Fingers crossed. Please pray for me. We shall see. But if you want to see more, guys, it's real simple. Hit that subscribe button. Join me on the road to 100,000 subscribers. It's real simple. Right down there, click. All it takes is one finger. You've done a whole lot worse with one finger. Try doing some good. I know my LGBT community out there watching me right now. Y'all know y'all have done some shit with a finger. So let's do something better. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to be reminded when the next episode drops, as well as the rest of my other content here on the channel. And follow my social media posted in the description box below. And thumbs up. It helps. All right, crime fighters, it's been real. It's been John. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.